In this section, we'll be using the Mythic C2 framework once again in order to get a payload running on our Linux host, and we are going to be downloading or stealing or exfiltrating our cloud credential through this C2 framework in Mythic. So let's go ahead and create the payload. We'll go to the hamburger menu. Once again, that's over here. We will go to create, then create payload. We'll select Linux this time. Click next. The defaults here are okay. We'll click next once again. All the commands is what's included, so that's fine. We can click next. And this time we just want to use the HTTP profile, not the TCP. And once again, we'll just use the same IP as we used previously. And this is the IP address that actually hosts the Mythic C2 framework. So once again, we're not using any redirectors here. We're just connecting directly to the framework. No need for stealth in our case. Then we will hit next, and then we will click create payload, and the payload will build for us and it'll compile. And hopefully in a second here, we will get a notification saying that the payload has been built. Excellent. And now that the payload is built, we can go ahead and download it. And we can see it downloads to a file called poseidon.bin. And if we go to our downloads directory, we could see the file waiting for us. So we'll go ahead, give it an executable flag and run it. And once we do so, we'll see a callback here. So we'll navigate to the callback menu, click on the keyboard once again, and very similar to Windows, we'll give it a command to download our AWS credentials here. So the agent will do its thing. It'll download the file that we instructed it to download. And once that is complete, we'll just give it another second here. We should see a button appear that says download. Excellent. And once we click download here, we see the credentials file. And if we go to the downloads folder, we'll see both our Poseidon payload and our credentials file. And if we do a cat credentials here, that is our AWS key. So now what we can do is go back to our baseline query, and hopefully our log has made its way into the SIM by this point. We'll just give it a second here. And it has not yet. So we'll just keep refreshing. And now we see our payload here. So this is a better illustration of why this kind of baseline query is important. We ran it in a previous step and we only saw our cat command, where now we see another process accessing our cloud credential file. So this is a really good illustration of why baselining is important and why it's important to spend some time on it. Once you have a good baseline established, especially for these kinds of events, for file access events, you'll have a much easier time crafting better alerts and hunts after the fact. So in the next section, we will look at how to actually untangle more legitimate access like this on line 2, manual catting of the files versus odd processes touching our cloud credential files. So I'll see everyone in the next video. Thank you.